Alright everybody, welcome back to First Degree. It's that game where we play as the sexy serial killer who is serial killing to catch a serial killer because that's not illegal or whatever, and we have a hot boss who happens to be a police officer or something, and when we left off we were about to tutor some kid who came to our house. Okay, so you're gonna notice that there's like some auto saves and shit going on. I was making sure that my stuff was like working correctly because it's been like skipping frames, so I just like went in and you know, jumped through some scenes until I thought it looked fine, but we're just gonna jump in right here.
No, sir. We're eating it while we study. Mom always said not to let good food go to waste. Besides, I tried out a new recipe.
Is it gonna kill Rei?
Yeah, she said that, but she was always tossing your food out. Don't forget.
Oh, shut up. That was only twice. I was just starting to learn, too.
Yeah, you should never throw your kids' food out when they're just starting to learn how to do stuff. It's not nice.
Learning that you can't cook.
Rei, such salt.
Fine. No free food for you.
Continue teasing or comfort? Let's do comfort. I put up my hands into feet before extending them out to him.
Okay, I'm sorry. Friends again?
Manami thinks for a bit, but then his smile beams through.
Friends.
As I step forward, Manami takes the initiative, and the little ball of energy suddenly jumps into my arms, wrapping them around me. He hugs me enthusiastically, and I return the embrace. Smoothing his hair, I kiss into the pink locks. Uh-oh. As Manami looks up, his smile's a little embarrassed and his cheeks flushed.
Whoa, you're bright red. Come on in before you catch a cold.
Still flushed, Manami carries his bag and carrier past me as he moves into the apartment, closing the door behind him. I watch as he makes himself at home at the kitchen table. Manami picks up the carrier and looks around.
Where's Key today?
I'd check the bedroom. She might be sleeping somewhere in the comforter.
Okay. I'll go put Senna and Gumi in there to play.
Manami disappears into the bedroom, and I'm still surprised that Key even puts up with two furry bunnies. At first I really thought they would just fight all the time, but they actually seem to get along pretty well. As I move into the kitchen, I decide to make Manami some warm strawberry cocoa as he gets his rabbits settled. As the milk begins to warm, I hear Manami leave the bedroom.
Hey, Rei. Is it okay if I give Key some treats? She's still not loving the bunny's veggies.
Well, she's a cat, bro.
Yeah, they're in the same place.
He opens the cabinet and there's just a fucking scalpel covered in blood. He's like, what's this? He's like, I was carving chicken. Manami takes the bag from the cabinet and disappears back into the room, probably lavishing Key with more treats and attention than she's gotten since he's last visited. It gives me just enough time to put the finishing touches on his drink before he exits again and joins me at the table. It's poison.
Everything okay in there?
Oh yeah, Key and I were just catching up. Oh, did you make this for me? Thank you. It smells delicious.
Well, it was my fault for leaving you outside to freeze.
I knew you were just teasing.
Was I? This cocoa's poison, by the way. What? Nothing. Manami sips his drink happily as I open up my notebook and pick up the notes from where we last left off.
So, what did you want to focus on today?
Well, we have this quiz on the circulatory system, and I'm kind of confused about the parts of the heart. It turns out we'll have to dissect one in anatomy. It'll be a pig, but... gross.
Actually, the heart's pretty interesting.
Truth.
Yeah, but I'm not into dead things like you. I just need a quick way to get through
Ray's
this.
like, okay, I'm not into dead things. I just like to murder people on my days off. He's like, what? No, nothing. I mean, I like to go out for drinks. What did you hear?
Okay, I think I have a few tips I could share.
Manami takes another sip of cocoa and his face lights up.
Great! I knew you'd be the right person to ask.
I keep waiting for him to pass out like we drugged the cocoa. Reaching into his bag, he pulls out his own notebook, textbook, and a few pens before settling down to take notes.
Nice to see you actually have a notebook now, and not just loose papers.
You probably told him, and he has like this super mad, like boner for you, so he's just like, I better get a notebook because power boners.
Yeah, but I sometimes wind up tearing them out anyway. Bad habit.
I shake my head and figure he'll just have to learn the hard way in college. Gathering my thoughts, I lean back in the chair before I begin to share the words and wisdom an old professor once passed down to me. Manami makes his usual note-taking face with eyes squinted, face serious, and a cute pink tongue sticking out the right side of his mouth. Unlike some of my previous tutorees, he doesn't interrupt or ask questions before I'm finished explaining. Instead, he acts like a sponge, absorbing everything I have to say. I talk for a while before he has a few questions, which prompts another few minutes of explanation. After about a half hour, I would expect him to want to move on to another subject, but instead, he seems distracted.
Something else on your mind?
I know this is our tutoring time, but do you think I could ask you something a little personal?
Sure. I mean, is
I'd
everything
be
okay?
like, absolutely not.
Are those guys teasing you again?
Back to tutoring.
Oh no, you were right. Once they found out who my dad was, they haven't bothered me.
I told you. They're just cowards. You shouldn't be afraid to throw your dad's name around once in a while.
A lot of people talk big. In fact, they will like yell at you from like a distance or whatever, but once you like physically get up to confront them, they puss out. Because they're like, okay, wasn't expecting the guy to fight back.
It's really not that bad.
Manami absently plays with his pin, looking everywhere but at me, and I wince as his foot accidentally hits my leg.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm just nervous.
It's okay. So, what's on your mind?
Well, it might sound kind of silly, but I was thinking I might be able to ask you about relationships.
Oh great, 18 already. I guess he's at that age, but why me? He should know a lot of people better at this kind of thing. Besides, all my relationships are not safe for his innocence.
Have you ever been in one?
Yeah, well, I've been in lots, but I'm not sure mine are gonna apply to you.
Well, why not? I mean, aren't they all kind of the same?
Oh, I also want to put a warning in the middle. I totally forgot at the beginning, but there is a lot of weird, messed up, inappropriate stuff like murder and sex and just stuff. So, you know, just be prepared. I turned off one of the little things so like there won't be any like, you know, naked dudes or whatever, but the murder is still on here. So if you're sensitive to like blood and guts and murder, I would just pass this up. Oh, you innocent soul. Was I ever that naive? Probably before you started gutting people for
not
science.
Really. Not at all, actually.
For science! It's like to the death, but for science!
Well, what should I do if I like somebody? Like, a lot.
I almost want to laugh at how red Manami's face becomes at the question. He's flushed beet red and again still can't hold my stare. It's one of those typical teenager questions that doesn't really have an answer, but at least he's brave enough to ask. I always thought Manami would stay oblivious to these things. Dude, he's 18.
Well, do you know the person?
You can only stay oblivious for so long,
Do
dude.
they know you?
Yeah, I know them. And they know me. I think we're kind of friends.
That's great. It's one step at least. Have they said anything about liking you? Given you any clues?
No. That's where I get kind of stumped. I just don't know
He's
what to
talking
say.
about Rei. He's like, I like you, and Rei's like, wait, what?
How about the truth?
Like,
I know
friends,
some people
or...
think you shouldn't just blurt it out, but I've always found it's good to be straightforward.
I mean, I feel the same. Honesty is better than not honesty. At least it works in the bars. It works in real life too. You don't have to tiptoe
I'm
around it.
kinda
Just
nervous.
say how you feel, whether they
What
reject
if
you
they
or
don't
not.
feel the same?
Never know unless you try, right?
Mhm.
Is that friend of yours you do judo with? Lucas, right?
For a split second, Manami looks confused before his gaze drops and he shakes his head.
No, it's not Lucas.
This kid, the voice of Manami sounds really familiar.
Oh, sorry. You talk about him like he's a cool guy, though.
No, he is. And he is cute. But it's not him. Besides, he just met somebody himself. He's been kind of hush-hush about it, but it's definitely an older guy. He seems pretty happy.
Well, there you go. Why don't you ask him? He's much more your age, and to be honest, your parents would kill me if I shared my kind of hookups with you.
I'd be like, Ray, go ask another 18-year-old, or your dad, or your mom. Oh no, wait. Does he
Oh,
still have a mom? Go ask your
you
mom.
mean your bar friends? You still have a bunch of those?
I'm guessing Ray's like 30,
Whenever the urge hits me.
maybe.
Not for a couple months, though.
Why so long?
Just not in the mood, I guess. But my advice, ask your friend Lucas.
Yep, because Lucas is in like the same like boat, so that's good advice, Ray. Standing from the table, I pick up his empty mug.
Want a refill?
Minami still looks less than thrilled with my help and shakes his head.
No thanks. Sorry I bugged you about this.
Carrying the mug into the kitchen, I set it in the sink to wash later and turn back to see Minami staring into the distance.
Is it okay if I cut it short tonight?
No. Poor baby.
suddenly don't
He's
feel
probably the
so
serial killer we're chasing. What if he's killing people to get our attention? Yeah. Walking back to the table, I put a hand on the back of Minami's chair and debate on whether or not to question him further. It was obvious he wanted to talk about something important, and now he's clamming up. If I didn't know better, I'd say it was my fault.
Are you sick?
No, I just think I'm done for the night.
Poor kid. He's like young and doesn't understand all the things.
Okay, then let's do a little role play.
Oh, right. Pump the brakes, bro.
A role play?
Even he's fucking like, what? Uh-oh. Before he could ask further, I scoot his chair out and take his hand, twirling him once before sliding an arm around his waist and pulling him to my chest. Holding him closely, I feel him try to squirm away, but my grip is unrelenting. If you want my thoughts on relationships, you're gonna get them up close and personal. Okay. Alright. Alright.
What are we doing?
You're gonna confess your feelings to me. I'm the person you're in love with, and you're gonna tell me exactly how you feel.
Uh-oh.
No, Ray.
Because it's
I
the
can't
truth.
do that.
And he can't.
Of course you can. Just envision me as the love of your life.
Ray, I'm pretty sure that's who it
I
is.
really can't do this.
Oh, Minami.
Okay,
Poor thing.
I'll start. Minami, I've been watching you a lot lately.
You shouldn't tease
and
this
I've
kid. He's
noticed
probably
you've
crazy.
been watching me.
Uh-oh.
You're so smart, ambitious, and really kind. In fact, you're the nicest, most considerate person I've ever met. And I can't help but think about you all day. Tell me, do you think about me?
For a minute, I'm not sure he'll respond to my little game, but then his hands come up and rest hesitantly on my arms.
Yes.
Oh.
I think about you
He's
so
saying
much,
it, but I don't raise.
and I always
Either
look
he
forward
does
to
know what's
seeing
going
you.
on or he's too dense.
Sometimes
Too
I
busy
even
thinking about
daydream
murder.
during school about you, thinking about what you're doing. You're so brilliant and strong, and I get hot just
But I want to
picturing
date the
your
cop.
face.
Sorry.
I don't really know what it all means, but I just know that I like being with you. I wish I could be with you all the time, but you're out of my league, and I don't think it'll ever really happen.
We are just role-playing, right?
Uh-oh. Minami's hands clutch at my arms before his eyes meet my own.
Of course we are. You said so
Oh,
yourself.
I just smack my microphone, shaking my head.
You're just really good at this.
Can we roleplay something else?
Yeah, I mean, what else is on your mind?
Leaning in, Minami lifts up on his toes and presses his mouth to mine. This time it's my turn to freeze as Minami seems more comfortable than he ever has. Closing his eyes, Minami's lips are soft and curious. His hands squeeze my arms and I return the kiss delicately. Letting him lead, I feel his small mouth move against mine. Good thing he's 18. Before slowly pulling back and then taking another small taste of my top lip. Doing the same with the bottom, he pulls away with a soft click. Both our eyes open, looking at each other across the distance.
Thank you for being my first kiss.
Yeah, well,
He's like, wait, what? No, no, no.
If you ever need a second, I'll be here.
Uh-oh. Minami laughs richly, and though I've seen him content like this before, it's never been quite this happy. As usual, his laugh is contagious, and I join him enthusiastically. We both thrill at a moment of pure joy. As it begins to ebb, I smile down at him and kiss into his pink hair. Pulling back, my arms slip from his waist. Jeez,
Are you
more
sure you still wanna
unexpected
end it tonight?
flirting. Damn.
Yeah. I need to
Minami.
get home and get some rest for the quiz tomorrow. I'll just grab the bunnies.
Sure.
Oh, he's like, oh fuck. Manami turns and grabs a carry before dashing into the bedroom. Touching my mouth, I smile to myself and shake my head. Shame on you, stealing a virgin's first kiss. Yeah, Rei, what's wrong with
gave
you?
it to me.
He's the serial killer. Yeah, keep telling yourself that. Almost too quickly, Manami leaves the bedroom and crosses to the kitchen table.
Really sorry to run off like this, but like I said, I need to get home and, do some studying and some other things.
I would still be telling him to find someone his own age, though, to be honest.
No, I totally understand. Don't forget to get some sleep.
Because
too.
Rei is, like, trying to, like, talk himself, like, around what just happened, but he should probably be like, look,
Yeah,
it's not gonna happen, buddy. You're
that
great,
too.
you're sweet, you're kind, you're smart, but you're too young. Not happening. Manami quickly packs up his things and I move to the door. As I come to a halt, Manami bumps into me from behind.
Oops, sorry. Clumsy.
Poor guy. He's like, oh, I'm leaving. I almost feel sorry for him and put a hand on his shoulder.
Hey,
Manami hesitates before he looks up at me.
will I see you on Wednesday?
Yeah, I'll be there.
Be safe on the way home, okay?
Opening the door for him, Manami manages a small smile before ducking outside.
Thank you. Good night.
He's already running away as he says it, and I watch him disappear down the steps before closing the door. Shaking my head, I laugh and run a hand through my hair. Well, that was the most interesting tutoring session yet. Turning off the lights in the kitchen, I walk to the bedroom before reality washes over me again. Manami was a nice distraction, but I suddenly realize I have school tomorrow, and on top of that, have to peer lead for the worst person in the world. Hitting the bed hard, I groan and find myself staring at the ceiling. Knowing him, he's probably getting wasted right now. I didn't want to mention it, but as much as relationships can be wonderful, they can be just as awful. That's the truth I didn't want to tell you. You need to be honest with the kid. Like, super honest. Like, I would tell him we can't be together. Like, that's what I would say. Ah! Oh, great. Just the thing I want to hear first thing in the morning. I really ought to get an alarm clock so I can keep that shit on silent. Someone calling me? What's going on?
If he needs me that badly, he can leave a message.
I see him in about an hour anyway. What could he need at 6 in the morning? Key climbs onto my legs and makes herself comfortable on my lap as I glance at the phone again. Best case scenario, he's calling me to cancel class and letting me know I can sleep in. Worst case, he wants a hookup before class even starts. Either way, I figure I can handle it. I unwillingly answer the call. Access the phone. Oh, it's the other guy.
Please tell me I can go back to sleep.
Why? What'll that get me?
My undying love.
Oh,
and
so they're like
affection.
in a relationship, but not really.
Well, now I'm tempted to let you go back to sleep.
I like you,
It's
June.
the
I do like June. He's
first
kind of
day
sassy.
of class. What is so important?
I need you to replace me, but just for the first class.
Ugh.
You're fucking kidding
At 6
me.
in the morning, I'd be pissed too.
I can't believe they hired you. Let me guess, you were out drinking last night. You ain't know how fucking irresponsible you are.
Ooh, we're gonna leave it on that note. Yeah, we're gonna leave it on that note. And then when we come back, we're gonna be like, sassafras. Dude's like, you need to cover for me because I got too drunk last night to do my work. It's like, bitch, middle finger, going back to sleep. But I hope you guys are enjoying this game. I like how it just goes like, it does like a full 180. It's like, they're just like chilling and something like, bam, kissy face. It's like, whoa, slow down. I need time to process and catch up. What happened? It's like that sort of thing. But this game is weird. I like that it's weird. I love visual novels. I like mystery thrillers, crime stuff. So I hope you guys are enjoying it because it's interesting. And it's just a demo. We're getting quite a bit for just a demo, to be honest. So yeah, I love you guys lots. I hope that you are enjoying, and I will see you next time. Bye.